I've had several conversations online, obviously, with people over the last few days where they've expressed frustration with me that they can't do certain things at the moment, particularly because of the current situation. So they can't do the workouts they'd like or eat in the way they'd like to do or whatever else it is, particularly because of the challenges maybe of working from home or of having to homeschool kids or particularly just stuff that's happening because of lockdown and COVID. And I completely get that. I feel like the same 100%. You know, my life is pretty much packed out anyway when the kids are in school and when things are normal. Having to now look after and homeschool 4 kids as well as everything else means that something has to give. I'm not able to do as much of some of the other things as I might like to do. There's certain things related to the business that I just haven't been getting done because other stuff needs my attention. There's only so many hours in the day. But there's always something we can do. There's something in between that theoretically optimal version of what we'd like to do and absolutely nothing. So just because I can't do everything that I might like to do on the business at the moment doesn't mean that the answer is to do nothing on the business. It's to do what I can under circumstances. Just because we can't exercise 5 times a week for an hour each time doesn't mean we couldn't do 2 5 or 10 minute workouts. Sure, they wouldn't produce the benefit of 5 1 hour workouts, but they produce more than zero benefit. And more importantly than that, they'd keep us in the habit of doing it. It would become a different conversation. It wouldn't be stopping with a view to starting again at some point in the future. It would be speeding up and slowing down as circumstance dictates. And we can do that with anything. But what the human brain is really good at doing is telling us there's this minimum amount that we have to do for it to be worthwhile. That it's not worth exercising for 10 minutes. That it's not worth just dropping a couple of 100 calories off a meal. That it's not worth making a better decision on 3 days of the week because we know we might not do on the other 4. But that's not true. It's always worth it. It always has an amount of value. With exercise, it's actually diminishing returns. That first 10 minutes is disproportionately beneficial compared to an hour. I can guarantee you that if you do 60 minutes of exercise, you won't get 6 times the benefit that you do in 10 minutes. That first 10 minutes will be the most beneficial that you can have. Because chances are, you'll give it a reasonable amount of effort for 10 minutes. If you were to extend that workout to 60 minutes or 2 hours like some people do, you'd probably put 3 times the total volume in, but just spread out a little bit. So there's still massive value to 10 minutes of exercise. There's still massive value to some better food choices, to a bit more water, to getting a fraction more sleep, to doing an amount of work like I'm doing, less than I'd like to do ideally, but still way more than zero. Again, key is it'll benefit still, but more importantly than that, it's a different conversation in our head. We haven't stopped with a view to restarting again in the future. We've just slowed down with a view to speeding back up again as circumstances allow.